Let's talk about one of the fastest growing online industries, crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is when individuals or startups use an online platform to gain funding for a project globally. The crowdfunding industry raised $16.2 billion in 2015 and is projected to grow to $96 billion by 2025. Generally speaking, there are 4 kinds of crowdfunding sites, although some sites include more than one type of crowdfunding. First, debt-based sites. These are where contributors receive interest payments in exchange for them contributions. Examples include Funded Here, Crowd, and Moolah Sense. Next, equity-based sites, where contributors receive shares in exchange for their contributions. Examples include Angel List, Funnelsiders, and CapBridge. Third, reward-based platforms, where contributors are promised rewards in exchange for their support, like first priority access to the product once it goes live. Examples include Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Lily. Finally, donation-based platforms, where donations are charitable and usually tax-deductible. Examples include Indiegogo, Patreon, You Are Caring, and FriendFund. Now, crowdfunding websites have to invest heavily in their platforms up front and slowly build up scale. So before investing in a crowdfunding platform, it's important to consider its stage of growth in the early stage. The main focus should be on customer traction. You can gauge this by the amount of momentum being built among project initiators and investors. Therefore, the key valuation metrics include valuation divided by number of campaigns, valuation divided by successful campaigns, and valuation by funds raised. In the growth stage, the aim is to prove the revenue model and to scale up as rapidly as possible. Therefore, the key valuation metrics include valuation divided by funding value and valuation divided by revenue. Finally, in the late stage, the goal is to maximize profitability and cash flow while maintaining growth. Therefore, the key valuation metrics include valuation divided by revenue, valuation divided by EBITDA, and the PE ratio. Those are the basics of crowdfunding. Contributions from online investors, sponsors, or donors to fund for-profit or non-profit initiatives or enterprises. Crowdfunding is an approach to raising capital for new projects and businesses by soliciting contributions from a large number of stakeholders. Following 3 types of crowdfunding models. 1. Donations, philanthropy, and sponsorship, where there is no expected financial return. 2. Lending. 3. Investment in exchange for equity, profit, or revenue sharing. Crowdfunding describes the collective cooperation, attention, and trust of people who network and pool their money and other resources together, usually via the internet, to support efforts initiated by other people or organizations. Crowdfunding enables people to invest and contribute monetarily in various denominations to projects they wish to support. Crowdfunding is normally done via an online tool or platform. The 5 types of crowdfunding models. 1. Donation-based crowdfunding, one of the most popular types of fundraising. Donation-based crowdfunding is simply asking for a small donation from a large number of people to raise money for something you care about. How does donation-based crowdfunding work? Donation-based crowdfunding is best used to raise money for personal needs as well as community-based projects. You can share your fundraiser with your own network and on social media as a way to amplify awareness and encourage more donations. Examples of donation-based crowdfunding include raising money to cover medical expenses or an unexpected financial crisis, or raising funds for local projects like a community garden or new park. 2. Reward-based crowdfunding. Rewards-based crowdfunding is another common type of crowdfunding, typically used to raise funds for a new startup or organization that offers a product or service. How does reward-based crowdfunding work? With rewards-based crowdfunding, donors can earn rewards based on the amount they donate. Common rewards include handmade items, prizes donated by partner companies, or free products or services offered by the fundraiser organizer. For example, an artist raising funds to start an art collective and gallery could offer original signed artwork, replica prints, or even a free art workshop based on the amount donated. 3. Equity crowdfunding, also known as crowd investing, investment crowdfunding, and crowd equity. Equity crowdfunding is best for small to medium-sized companies that are seeking a large amount of capital to launch or grow their business. How does equity crowdfunding work? In exchange for donations, donors receive a percentage ownership in the company. This percentage varies depending on the business and can be a great way for companies to quickly raise funds without the headache of a traditional business loan. Usually, equity fundraising requires large fundraising minimums, typically into the thousands of dollars. 4. Debt crowdfunding, also known as peer-to-peer lending and crowdlending. Debt crowdfunding is a fast and easy way for both individuals and businesses to raise the money they need, when they need it. How does debt crowdfunding work? Debt crowdfunding works by collecting donations with the promise to pay them back at a later date. Debt crowdfunding is usually used by businesses that need capital, and that prefer to pay back the funds rather than give out equity. Individuals also use debt crowdfunding when they need money to pay off a loan or other financial obligation. With a debt fundraiser, make sure to clearly state what the money is needed for and when donors can expect repayment. 5. Real estate crowdfunding. Among the recent types of crowdfunding models, real estate crowdfunding is becoming more popular for investors who want to put their money in real estate without the hassle of getting a traditional loan or the obligation of owning all of a single property. How does real estate crowdfunding work? Typically, an individual or a real estate company will collect funds from investors to pay for a large property, like an apartment building. With real estate crowdfunding, investors can contribute much smaller amounts of money, usually starting at $5,000, depending on how much of the property they would like to own. Investors will then receive payouts each quarter, depending on how much revenue the property generates. Discover how crowdfunding can increase your chances of getting funding and turn your dreams into a reality. If you are thinking about starting a business but don't have the capital, you might be wondering about how to put something together. In the past years, there has been a great rise and interest in collaboration. Thanks to the internet and its ability to reach many people in the least amount of time, collaboration between people from all walks of life is now possible. A fundraiser during the month of UAE to aid the health and nutrition of those in need, hopefully giving them a chance to lead a healthier life, for themselves and those around them. Poor health and nutrition negatively affect children's school attendance and ability to learn. We implement school feeding programs that look for alternative ways to ensure sustainable supply of nutritious foods to school children and young people in urban and marginalized areas. In addition, contaminated water and poor sanitation are big factors that result in the death of children worldwide. In our programs, we always include what is called WASH, which means water, sanitation and hygiene. This is done through the design and construction of child-friendly and gender-sensitive facilities for sanitation, such as latrines and hand-washing stations. We also provide clean water supply by building water wells and raise awareness about the importance of sanitation and hygiene. Health and nutrition are the most essential, basic needs for survival. Some of us are privileged enough to not think of these or need the aid, but many people and their families struggle due to the simple fact of not being able to have enough or even any food, nutrition, and not having basic access to leading a better, healthier life. The smallest donation can make a difference, and through this fundraiser, I hope to lessen the stress of those in need of the basic essentials of a healthy, positive well-being and state. Why starts a fundraiser? Through crowdfunding, you can quickly and easily raise money for causes close to your heart, all while creating a community of like-minded supporters who are eager to help. Crowdfunding is right for you if you need to raise money fast, like in the case of a personal or financial emergency, or if you want to support a project or charity that needs funds on a deadline. Make sure to consider the following features when choosing a crowdfunding platform. Safe crowdfunding practices that keep donor protection in mind. This means encrypting credit card data, using an up-to-date SSL certificate, and having a refund guarantee. Free fundraising with a 0% platform fee. In most cases, you will still need to pay a small percentage fee for payment processing, no matter the platform. A crowdfunding site specifically designed for your fundraiser. Some sites are better suited for personal fundraising, while others are geared toward community projects and charities. Look for a platform with an updated and active crowdfunding blog. A blog not only acts as a resource to help you start a successful fundraiser, but also lets you know the platform is committed to helping its users. Definitely yes, we will tell our donors the good news about what their donation made possible. By including a short summary of our current charity project, we will increase transparency and start to build trust with your donors. When writing about our charity project, we will put the extent of the crisis first, followed by what our organization is doing to aid this. In our regular update for donors, we will include a personal story from the population benefiting from our charity's aid. If privacy allows, a picture of the individual will help the reader to connect with the story. We will make sure to start with a personal quote to gain interest, followed by more information about the situation and the role your charity played. We will recognizing our top donors can lead to an increase in charitable giving and create advocates for our brand. Taking the time to acknowledge the people helping our organization, whether they be a volunteer, corporate or a donor, can rapidly improve your relationship. Both states and the federal government have laws that criminalize fraud, though fraudulent actions may not always result in a criminal trial. Government prosecutors often have substantial discretion in determining whether a case should go to trial and may pursue a settlement instead if this will result in a speedier and less costly resolution. If a fraud case goes to trial, the perpetrator may be convicted and sent to jail. In UAE, you can raise funds only after obtaining the approval of General Authority of Islamic Affairs and Endowments at the national level or Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities Department at Dubai level. After obtaining the approval, The initiative must be in cooperation with licensed charity associations. The UAE also bans calling for, promoting and collecting donations through online channels without first obtaining proper licensing from the competent authorities. As per Article 27 of the Federal Law No. 5 of 2012 on combating cybercrimes, the Ministry will consider the application and refer it to the Cabinet, which takes the final decision on registering the organization. Not obtaining above rules or operate illegal, anyone will be fined of 100,000 United Arab Emirates dirhams equivalent of 1.3 million pesos and subject to imprisoned for a term up to 2 years.